Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Let's do Paige Curlin.
Carlin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
This is file number 252665FY. It's a 2-5 case. It was authorized by the prosecutor last winter or December, I think. And that didn't get served. We're going to ask about that. I find it. You're charged with a couple of counts. Embezzlement over $100,000. It's alleged that you embezzled more than $100,000 from Buckle Brothers Construction. That is a felony punishable by up to 20 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $50,000. Second count is embezzlement over $20,000, but less than $50,000. That's a felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison and $15,000 fine. And then the first count is plain old forgery that alleged that you forged a check at Huntington Bank. And that's a felony punishable by up to 14 years imprisonment. I had a little, according to the affidavit, you're alleged to have taken a very large amount of money. And this is a felony. And punishable by serious consequence. Now, they issued the warrant way in December, but you didn't get arrested until May. How did you come to get arrested for this?
I was at a funeral and there was a disagreement that happened, and I gave a statement to the police. I didn't realize that I had a warrant, and I just gave my name, and then they came and got me after that. And took me to
So they never came to your house to try to arrest you or anything? They just arrested you by accident?
No, Your Honor. Yes, it was.
All right. Well, it alleged you took almost $700,000. And that's a lot of money. Are you able to hire an attorney?
I'm not.
Or we saw a brief review of the qualification form. It would appear at this time that it would be appropriate to appoint counsel.
All right. All right. Are you still live on Peeler Street?
No, Your Honor.
Where do you live?
I'm living with my parents right now in Marcellus.
They didn't put the dates on here, but I think it'd be May 26th. The pre-exam conference. 8:30. And prelim would be June 2 at 1 o'clock. Appoint an attorney. All right, you can't leave the state of Michigan. They set a PR bond in this case, I think, before they really knew what the deal was. $7,500 PR. All the bond conditions remain in effect. I'm gonna have the bailiff take you out to the court office. They're gonna give you your court-appointed attorney's name and number. I want you to contact that attorney and discuss it with them prior to the date of May 26th, which is what your pre-exam is. There's probably lots of paperwork, bank statements, other things that they'll need to go over. These embezzlement cases often can be very involved. But there's a lot at stake here. And so I lost my court officer, but I want you to go out to the counter and we will get an attorney appointed to represent you. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Make sure you.
Daniel Taylor, good morning, Luke. Good morning, sir. Are you Daniel Bruce Taylor?
I am.
City of Three Rivers gave you a ticket for being a disorderly person on April 23rd at 10 o'clock at night. They allege that you peed next to your neighbor's car. And he didn't like that, so apparently called the police and they gave you a ticket. This is not what I would call the crime of the century, but under the Three River City Ordinance, disorderly person is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500.
Your Honor,
Fine is $75 plus costs. Yes, sir?
Your Honor, being a senior citizen, I have certain health issues. And one of them, because I have bladder cancer and unfortunately that occasionally I end up peeing down my leg.
All right.
I was out working in my garage.
Very embarrassing for you to be here. Have a seat for a minute. Let's see if we can get Mr. George in here, the city
Just have a
attorney.
seat. We're gonna see if we can talk to the city attorney, okay? Just hang on a second.
Oh, we'll come back to your case here.
Your Honor, just if you wanna circle back, we have a resolution on Daniel Taylor.
All right, Mr. Taylor, would you come forward? Mr. George, I've got another case for you. Richard Ringler. They charged him with driving suspended, no ops, and expired ops, all for the same incident. And I said they must have been mad at him. He's here, and I appreciate any input you have.
Your Honor, they're going to dismiss the Taylor case.
All right, Mr. Taylor, your case is dismissed. You're free to go.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
All right, I'm working on it. You can thank Mr. George. All right, now, is Nathan Shepard here? Somehow, Nathan, you didn't get on the list. I told Judge P I'd be done by 9:30. I don't know how we're doing. Good morning, Mr. Shepard. Mr. Shepard, you got a ticket for trespass. You were on the porch of a house on Linden Drive pounding on a locked door. Said you were going to kick it in, and you were on camera apparently. So they charged you with trespass under city ordinance. How do you plead to that charge? That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500.
Well, I was gonna plead not guilty because my cousin said I was allowed back to the park, which is the manager's husband, and that's how we knock on our family's door by our foot. I wasn't trying to kick it in.
All right, so this is at the Three Rivers Trailer Park. I can't remember what it's called now.
Middle Lanes.
And it's is it a trailer or is it one of the modular homes?
That's a trailer park.
Oh.
Who is your cousin?
Adjournment. Stephen Smith.
So you were bashing on your cousin's door?
No, I was just knocking on it with my foot. Like that's how we are. We're like ruffian boys. Plus, I already got
You already have $475 of other unpaid trespass tickets.
I know.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I know I got charged with it before, but I lived there and I don't understand why they got me for trespassing when I lived.
All right. Well, you says here you live on South Main Street.
Yeah, that's after I had to leave.
So you claim you live at this trailer?
Yeah, I lived there and
But do you live there now?
no, not now.
Live there in the past?
Yeah, I was just wondering why I got a trespassing where I lived. And then when I got booted out,
So were you living there on April 8th?
yeah.
Oh,
But I have a lot of my belongings in there and
all right. There's more to the story.
yeah, like I got trespassing, but
Well, apparently you didn't lawfully live there. You didn't pay rent. You weren't on the lease. You weren't a tenant. Maybe you were living with your cousin or something. Mr. George, you have any insight on this?
The report looks pretty straightforward, Your Honor. It would just be an extra job today. Set up a pretrial can.
Say that again.
If he wants to set it for a pretrial, I'm happy to talk to him.
All right. Set a pretrial for 5/26/26. I want you to also pay on your whole fine. Your story about you just rough house a knock on the door. You were mad. You got locked out of there. They kicked you out. There's more to the story. You're beating on the door. It's on camera. You said you were going to kick it in. But if you did have a lawful reason to be there, there could be a potential defense. Mr. Marco, do you have something else this morning?
I don't, Your Honor. I just decided as a courtesy to come down here and talk to people because of the late visit that I had from a potential client yesterday.
Yeah, you've been on your round the world tour here. We needed to get you back so we could take care of all your cases. All right, Mr. Shepherd, you come back in 2 weeks. I want you to pay on your own fine.
All right.
And Mr. George will meet with you and explore further what your defense is about lawful right to be there. Have you got your stuff out of there?
no, like I got trespassing there the first time. I mean, like I lived there. I'd help my cousin around the trailer park, the one that his wife is the manager, and my other cousin is like the maintenance man. I just helped him around there. That's how
Well, apparently they don't want you there because somebody
Yeah.
called the cops. All right, well, I think there's more to the story, so we'll come back to that.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Like I lived there and I already got like a no trespassing. Like they never served me nothing until like they made me leave.
There's a couple different kinds of trespassing. There's one previously told. And then there's one called refusal to depart, when they tell you to leave and you don't. So we'll explore it further in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you, Mr. Your Honor.
Do you have any luck with Mr. Ringo, Mr. George?
We would do the no valid operator's license, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ringo, would you come back up to the podium? Mr. Shepherd, you're free to call.
Thank you.
All right, let's see what else we've got here. That's everybody that's on my list. Let's make a record on Lindsay Willis. This is file number 26749F1, Lindsay Willis. Lindsay Willis is charged with home invasion, tampering with evidence, felony firearm, attempted firearm larceny, 2 counts, 2 other counts, some very serious charges. Mr. Anastase Marcu is here, and Mr. Gabriel told me first thing this morning that it appeared Mr. Marcu is going to be getting in this case, and he had no objection to adjourning it. It is set for a prelim this afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor, I thought that today was set for a probable cause conference. That's what Miss Willis thought it was. I thought I was just gonna leisurely drive down here this morning, tell people that I think I'm coming in and that it would be easily handled, not knowing that there was actually a preliminary examination set this afternoon. If the board is willing to consider an adjournment so that I can finalize on getting hired on this case, I'd appreciate it, but I'd also understand if the court chooses not to do so.
I'll grant a 2-week adjournment.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Willis is out in the hallway, not realizing that it was
Oh,
set for a
she's
preliminary
here.
examination this afternoon. She thought it was
Why don't
probably.
you bring in Lindsay Willis? Good morning, Ms. Willis. You're here with your lawyer, Mr. Marcoux. I'm proposing that we adjourn this matter to June 2nd. That'll keep it on my calendar. That's 3 weeks from now. Do you have any objection to adjourning this matter for 3 weeks?
No,
I think you told me when I first saw you, you intended to hire Mr. Marcoux, but he was out of the country and he's back. And is it your intention to hire Mr. Marcoux to represent you?
correct.
All
She
right.
did come in yesterday afternoon, Your Honor, and make a good faith down payment. And I expect that I'll be hired in the next few days and enter my substitution.
All right. We're gonna continue this. Defendant waives time limits. We'll continue to set prelim, not a pre-exam, for 6/2/26 at 1 p.m. All right, Mr. Marco, it's nice to see you. and,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you for coming down to take care of this. And I'll let Mr. Gabriel know they can call off their witnesses.
The judge is sitting heavy, the gavel is coming down. Another busy morning in this cold Michigan town. Nathan kicked the trailer door because he had a fight, while Lindsay needs a lawyer to make her record right. So mind your legal manners and pay the fines you owe, 'cause justice in the courtroom is a slow and steady show. To stay out of the prison, just obey the rules you know.